Hi, I'm Davina with forkandplate.com, and today we're going to talk to you about what is the creaming method. Now, this is a very common method used in baking, and it's used in cookies, cakes, muffins, all kinds of baked goods. And essentially, you can take a list of ingredients, and you will know when to add them without having to follow a recipe. Okay, so when you're doing the creaming method, you definitely need a stand mixer. A hand mixer won't work for this, so if you don't have a stand mixer, you cannot do this properly. It essentially starts with a fat and a sugar. So in this case, we're going to use butter, but you can also use shortening if the recipe calls for, and you can also use a brown sugar or any other sugar. Okay, so the temperature of your ingredients is very important as well when using the creaming method. You want to make sure that your butter is room temperature, but a cool room temperature. And you want to make sure that any other ingredients that you're adding, such as your liquid, like if you're adding milk or anything like that, those are also room temperature. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take your fat and your sugar and just add it to your mixer, just like this. And you're going to put this on medium and let this mix. Okay, so ultimately though, you want this to be the texture of wet sand. You shouldn't be able to see any sugar granules in it, but you want it to be light and fluffy, and it will change in color. Okay, so this has been going about almost 10 to 15 minutes on medium speed, and this is the consistency that we want. So you can see that it's the consistency of wet sand. You can't really see any of the sugar in there. And at this point, we're gonna add our eggs one at a time while it's on low. And you wanna just make sure that your eggs emulsify and just incorporate into this mixture. Okay, so once you've incorporated all of your eggs, at this point, whatever the recipe calls for, you take the rest of your dry ingredients and sift those together separately, and then you take the rest of your wet ingredients and mix those together. And then alternating, you're gonna add your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients, starting with the dry and ending with the dry to this mixture. Okay, so now that this is all mixed together, this will be your batter that you will bake. And using the creaming method will allow you to take a random list of ingredients and you'll be able to incorporate them and know when to put them into your batter.